If Russia is our friend, we can just nuke Cuba. There's no nuclear detente. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying, who do you think you're arguing with, pal? It says here on my Spanish bullshit, my Spanish communist Catholic bullshit, ostensibly Catholics paid for. What now? I communed with the spirit of JFK. He said, Russia's our friend. We can just nuke Cuba. Now, I'm not into invoking the spirits, but I'm a paranormal investigator. So from time to time, Bigfoot Blavatsky, that's what they call me, captain of the Exxon Valdez. Biggest baby who ever lived. I lost 124 pounds. It really works. If Russia is our friend, understand? Seattle can just arrest child molesters. I was dressed like a priest. That's disgusting. First, do no harm, or you're not a doctor. Because all men have a right to self-defense, a God-given right to self-defense. There is no emissary of Rome immune from the laws of God and Rome at the same time. No, there's not. That's the Muslims made that up. I mean, first, do no harm, or we fighting anyway. It's the law, not Allah. We didn't just make it up. If the sanctuary is desecrated, the soil must be consecrated. That's why we have certain parties responsible for last rites. They make sure of it. That's where real estate comes from, and codified law, and currency. There's no currency without due process, because what's the difference how much you want if I'm stepping on your neck, right? So there's no real estate without last rites. Somebody has to commend this life to eternity for it to matter whether you own it, because you have no inheritance. If the sanctuary is desecrated, the soil must be consecrated, or it is desecrated by your presence. You're still here. Why are you still here? Moses says God says so, or because I said so. That's what that means when they tap the gavel like that. Because I said so. Thor has spoken. He does not speak the words falsely, calling me a liar. So ordinarily, I would be pleased to accept the president's nomination for the Supreme Court, but I have bigger fish to fry at this time. Pope? No. I have an agenda. King of the Celts, of the Gauls, and half of the Spanish. I'm a doctor of practical comparative theologists. I mean, tentatively doctoral prospect if the Vatican ever gets back to me, but first I shall do no harm, and then doctor enough for the likes of you, right? So I made a meme of myself eating Canada's lunch and stuck it on the $20 bill in the place of Her late Royal Highness, with all due respect. No disrespect to the royal family. I just thought it was ironic that they declared independence and put a foreign monarch on the money. And then ABC put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. And that was the first, I didn't even know we were related. I thought there were different Jacksons. Why don't you put Idi Amin on the $20 bill? So that's your muscle. That's who's really doing the dirty work. Imagine becoming emperor of the English-speaking world just by getting raped in every English-speaking country. The Hospitallers can never hope to liquidate enough Europeans and Jews to keep up with Gandhi giving Swiss neutrality to the Muslims. If the king is the king of the Hospitallers, what are they doing in the Vatican to begin with? Oh, was it just no heresy was committed? Officially, can I get that on ink and paper, since you want to plausibly, deniably suggest that it was? Why scapegoat anyone for a heretic if there's no heretic, Rome? The eternal and sovereign order of the Knights Templar of Rome possess a special dispensation from the Pope. He reiterated it in 2007. First, do no harm, or you're not a doctor in any religion. Satanism means heresy. Heresy is heresy in any religion. The Apostle St. Luke was a doctor with a diploma from the Great Library at Alexandria. It's allowed. Play Muslim games, win Muslim prizes. Just so everybody's clear, that's what we're doing. The corporation is canonized in the New Testament for saved Christians and kosher Jews. Islam disagrees, which is fine if you're a Muslim, but look at you, okay? Look at me. Gaze upon my sheer awesome girth. Take it all in. I didn't even know what we were pretending to negotiate about before they tried to kill me. But as soon as I became aware they were pretending to negotiate, I said, I volunteered to test pilot a bionic eyeball as a gesture to big tech, go to jungle training in Panama so our boys could check me out, and then throw Justin Trudeau off Niagara Falls because pretending to negotiate, you're way off. No idea who you're pretending to negotiate with. I think we can safely agree that no one in the history of the free press has ever raped an unconscious 6-year-old boy into it. So we're back in First Amendment territory. This is my turf. Protestants object to the presence, the existence of a foreign god, king, or army on the land. Okay, I got kicked out of church by police for calling the Nigerian Muslim priests Boko Haram and declaring bring the dogs to church day. So they're not with me. It's official. If DNA means the Bible is wrong, DNA is part of your religion. I saved Whitey. That was easy. We're just not represented.